Hello everyone, Exilium here, and today I wanted to make a quick video on Basic Infor Cores. And what those are basically they're what you're utilizing when it comes to purchasing the fixed keys for your dolls when leveling them up through the Neural Helix. And so if you see an example here, one of them that still needs them for me will be like Mosin Nagant here. When I do her Neural Helix, once you've unlocked all the way up to a fixed key, it's going to cost 3 of them to get the node. And then when you buy all of the fixed keys, you get access to their common key. I thought I'd bring and start discussing these today because one of the big things is how limited they are, especially if you are a free-to-play. And so when you look at the different places that you can actually get them, the first one is going to be when you do your boss fights on a weekly basis. I think a lot of people at this point should be getting to tier 8. If they haven't already, you should be tier 8. And with that, you're going to get enough points here in the trading to be able to purchase the one basic core, or basic info core every week. And this is going to be your #1 priority to buy every week. I would make sure to get this alongside you have your Sabrinas that you're going to want to eventually get. But every week this resets to 1. This is one place that you can get them per month, meaning you can get 4 of these per month here. The other location that you can get them is going to be on the Battle Pass. And even if you are a free-to-play, there are 3 of them on here. So if we actually, let me go back through mine here. So you will get, where the heck are they on here? I thought there was one towards the beginning. Maybe it's not. Maybe they're all towards the end. So you have the 1 and then 2. Yeah, there is one towards the beginning. No, yeah, here it is at level 25. So there's 1, 2, and 3. If you buy the Battle Pass, you'll get some additional ones, 2 on each of those. That's an additional 6 to the Battle Pass. And then the other location is going to be your event shop. And my cat's decided to join me again. And in the event shop, we have seen that we get 6 every time a new event comes out. So every 3 weeks, you're going to get 6 of them in here. What this comes out to be is that you're going to get about, on average, 13 a month. Now, with the events lasting 3 months, it's actually a little bit better than that because it's every 3 weeks instead. But just kind of have a very nice estimate. It's 13 that you will get per month if you are completely free to play. If you're getting the Battle Pass, you're going to be getting 19 cores a month. And what this means is you're going to have to plan around the new dolls as you get them. If you're getting the Battle Pass, it's not going to be as bad because on average, if you're just someone getting a Battle Pass and the monthly pass with the amount of pulls you're going to be getting, you should be skipping maybe like a doll every so often, making it a little bit easier to fill out their Neural Helixes. And the main reason is that in your elite dolls, it costs 18 cores to completely fill it out. So if we go at the 13 per month, it's going to take a month and a half to get enough to completely fill out a doll's Neural Helix. And this is quite important, not only just for unlocking the common key, but also you get a stat boost for every 2 of these that you buy. And the stat boost is quite significant once you buy all of them. I think it's, so you're going to want to make sure the dolls that you're going to be using, you buy all their fixed keys, not just the ones that you're going to use. You want to get all of them so you get the stat boost as well as unlocking their common key. The reason I'm bringing this up is because one thing that I've discussed when it comes to building your units, when we look at the spreadsheet and what are some of the best common keys for characters, if you're a very light spender and you're not getting the Battle Pass or you're not buying the packages in the shop, which are the only other way right now to get any is buying these targeted gift crates here. These give boxes that give 6 each, or you can get an additional 18 per patch with those. If you're not buying those, you're only getting 13 per month. And so that means you're going to basically get every month and a half enough to fill out one of them. So some of the strategies and some of the really good keys that get discussed, like Ulrid's, for example, Ulrid's common key is extremely good for a majority of the units because it's just it's got that crit percentage and then a 7% damage increase if the enemy has less than 100% HP, which pretty much like on the platoon boss battle, they are always going to be below 100% as soon as you do 1 instance of damage, so it's pretty much always activated. The big downside of her common key is you have to spend 18 of those basic common cores to get all the way to that common key, and right now Aldred is not the most useful in terms of doing that content, and so it can be viewed as not worth the basic cores to get it, even if it is the best one for your character. And so what you'll want to do when it comes to planning out your future characters is kind of looking at it in a terms of month and a half, or basically every other patch, because that is basically, if you're free to play, how you're going to afford getting all of your basic common cores unlocked for the Neural Helix. And the reason I'm kind of bringing it up now is because a unit that everybody is pretty much, I think a majority of people are going to end up getting, is going to be Kluke. And with the current predictions based on leaks, is that she's going to be coming in 2 patches. We're about 2 weeks into this one, so that gives us about 4 weeks, which is that about a month and a half time frame before she can come out. And so that's where you're going to have to start looking at what you currently have on your common cores and planning them out for there. Because there's very good potential that after Kluke, another unit that you're going to want to get alongside is going to be Mekti, which is basically her support. And that one pairs alongside Rita. And you're going to, I mean, when you're using these characters in teams, those are the ones you're going to want to max out the Neural Helixes for, regardless of the common keys. And that's where it becomes very important to get the other common keys in the game, which I've discussed in the past, but you can unlock a bunch of good ones through the affinity system here. So when you get them to level 5, you max out these units, you can get these here. And these are good fillers when you don't, because you're not going to have all the other ones from your characters, as well as you get some from the events, but they're a little bit worse as they only have 2 stats. But big thing is just start planning out your character pulls in the future based around how much basic info cores you have. And this is why I've talking with some people, it may be more important to kind of have more of a vertical investment, especially once you start getting your team solidified, versus doing a wide investment. And that's going to be, maybe if you want to go heavy into the burn team, that is where you're like a Vector, getting V1 and Vector is important. Investing heavily into QJ. She's a standard unit, so pretty easy to invest in her. When Pari comes out, you can invest into her. She has some pretty good dupes. Chahua's got some really good dupes going more vertical, so that way you have less characters, even if it's but they are more invested in with dupes, you're able to more utilize those common core or basic cores. And the main reason I'm mentioning that is I'm going to kind of shift how I discuss characters coming up in the future around them. Because one big thing and you can kind of view it as a mistake potentially, is really when you talk about the character's best common keys, I need to kind of break down whether it's going in a more spending direction. Hey, it's good to invest in Ulrid because her common key is really good. But that's only if you're buying the Battle Pass as well as potentially buying those other packages with them in the shop. If not, potentially you may want to instead look at getting your Veple max efficient affinity here. And the reason for getting Veple up is she has one of these, the best generic ones here. And Parita has the exact same one. But when you look at her level 5, hers is one of the few that has crit rate, crit damage, and attack boost. And this is just a good generic one that you can put in anyone and doesn't require you to completely max out a unit's Neural Helix to get. And so I will start looking more into talking about what are going to be your easiest common keys to get for the units as well that aren't going to require you to use your basic info cores on units that you may not want to actually use in combat, and you're only getting them simply for the common keys. So that's just going to be my plan in the future as I start doing a little bit more deep dives in characters, and we'll kind of see how it goes from there. I'm just trying to let people know at this point because we're going to start getting into the bigger characters that I know a lot of people are wanting to pull here in the near future, because if we have Kluke coming up soon, then we have Vector, who's another big one. We have Springfield, who will be down the line, but she'll be an important one. We'll have, I know a lot of people who want to get into electric are going to care about getting, they're going to get Andrus, they're going to want Belka. And all of them, you're going to want to max out their neural helix if you're going to use them in combat, because it's just straight up a massive stat increase doing it that way. But yeah, that was pretty much it. I just wanted to bring that up to make sure people understand. Don't just go utilizing all of your basic info cores on all your characters just for their keys, even though they may be valuable ones. They may be ones to look at in the future if you have a long period of where you're able to kind of skip. So maybe you're going to be skipping Janju, you're going to skip, you've skipped Dion, you're going to skip Cinerisi, and you're just going to pull on Kluke. Maybe you're going to have some extra ones, and then you can start looking at these other characters for their common keys that have some value for your team overall, but you're going to want to hold off on getting those until you're in a better position because of how few that we get in the game. Now, there may be potentials where we get them through other means that aren't part of the normal income of 13 per month. They may come through like other special events and that. But right now, you're just going to want to make sure that you are utilizing them in a way that's best for your account. But yeah, that's pretty much it. If you like my content, if you can like, comment, and subscribe, it really helps. And thanks for watching.